Okay. Okay, we should be live. Yes, we are live.
Hi everyone, welcome to Weekly Vet and welcome to the Póster session from Global South of AI. This is as part of the NeurIPS 2022 and we are opening it for all and for our esteemed Weekly Vet students. And I am Yashaswini, AI researcher from Bangalore, India, who focuses on responsible AI. I'm one of the program chairs of Global South of AI Affinity Group Meetup at NeurIPS 2022. I'm also the host of Weekly Vet Here, which is our community of lifelong learners who want to keep themselves updated on the latest in tech and get mentored by Sudha Jamte, who is a technology futurist, author of many futuristic books, creator of multiple courses, and also an esteemed instructor at Stanford Continuing Studies program, along with her role on the board at Barcelona Tech School, Spain. Sudha Jamte is a founding member of Global South in AI, along with Susanna Raj, a cognitive researcher and an AI ethics researcher, founder and CEO of AI for Nomads. She was previously a researcher at Intel Affective Computing Lab and language data collection researcher at Amazon Lab 126. She is an ACM and NeurIPS published researcher, a prolific writer, and an established studio artist. And today we are here. Sudha is here, Susanna is here, and I'm here to conduct this poster building session for all of you. And I will be the main person who will be telling about how to take the ideas of products and convert them into abstracts and consequently into posters. Welcome everyone. And we are live streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and we will be recording the session. So to comply with GDPR, we are having the disclaimer that if you want to go off camera, you're free to go off camera. We will be saving this recording in our database for future learnings. So this will be part of Business School of AI, and we are all very happy to see you here, and thank you for joining us. Let us start this event.
Yes, so first, introduce yourself. Sorry, you gave a glorifying intro to me and Susanna. Just wanted to make sure you introduce yourself because there are a lot of people who don't know you outside of Weekly Vet who are watching this. Thank you.
Yes. So I'm an AI researcher from Bangalore, India, and I recently completed my master's in AI. I have over 10 years of experience in the IT industry, have been in research and development, and exciting times, part of this global south of AI, and totally excited about this session. So let us begin. So first of all, I would like to tell about Global South in AI. What is our mission? The NeurIPS Global South in AI Meetup's main objective is to offer an annual multidisciplinary academic meetup with the highest ethical standards for a diverse and inclusive community in order to promote the exchange of research achievements in language, AI, So this is the highlight. It is language AI and machine learning. The global south, which has a long history of colonization, has taken charge of language AI with renewed zeal in an effort to create a new world order. So, this cannot be satisfied by translation methods, translation models built with transfer learning or the latest zero-shot machine learning model by adding more languages without the AI getting a single line of translated data. We need the global south to come together to build language models in a way that works efficiently with the story of our history. This workshop is the beginning of that journey. Language is like a river. It carries our culture and traditions. And here we are to make language AI inclusive. The session today is about taking our idea, which we make into a project. How do we make it into an abstract to present it? And a poster, where it could be a live poster at NeurIPS session or any other session that you are going to, or a virtual poster for NeurIPS. So at NeurIPS, authors who have come here, we have two options of one that is a live poster at NeurIPS, the other one which is a virtual poster. So today we will be highlighting on both of these and trying to see how we can build it. This is of a workshop format. So you're free to talk. You can ask me questions. I will be answering all the questions at the end, but at the end of it, we will be creating the poster live. And welcome everybody. Let's start off with the session. So first of all, I would like to tell what is an abstract. So you have all submitted abstracts and got selected, and abstracts are very crucial to tell about the research work that we have done. So knowing about abstract is important to everybody else, whether you're selected or not, because understanding how to create an abstract will help you give your abstracts for grant proposals and for other research conferences. So an abstract is a self-contained summary of a larger work, such as the research we have conducted. It is a preview to the bigger document. A very good example is a trailer of a movie. So when we have a trailer of a movie, we are all excited about the movie. So that's how you can think of an abstract. An abstract can determine whether or not someone becomes interested in your work. That is how generally abstracts are used in the research space. People read the abstract and then they decide whether they should go ahead with the complete paper. Aside from enticing readers, abstracts are very good organizational tools that helps other researchers and academics. So here at NeurIPS, you can use it to convey to the people about your research work. And that is your goal here. Abstracts are also very important for search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is how a search engine like Google or Bing can index your research work. So you have all come up with awesome research, and how will we index it? How will the search engine index it so that anybody can find it? So the abstracts here will be on the NeurIPS website, and how is it optimized by the search engine? So if someone Googles the words in your abstract, they should be able to get a link to it and get access to it. In this whole plethora of information, It's like a needle in a haystack. So we need search engine optimized abstracts so that our research, our inclusive AI, language inclusive research goes to everybody and they get to read our research. So moving ahead, how long should the abstract be? It's typically around 100 to 250 words and it has 1 to 2 paragraphs. Complex papers have complex abstracts. When do you write an abstract? Yes, the abstract starts at the beginning. So when we see a paper, an abstract will be at the start, but that does not mean we write the abstract at the start. We write the abstract at the end. Abstracts are written after we do our research work, after we have all the information, we create the abstract. So at NeurIPS workshop, we have two types of research work which has already been done and research work that is work in progress. So here we need to know the difference of these two types of how do we have an abstract for a research work that we have already conducted and how do we have the abstract for a research work that is a work in progress. For a research work that is already conducted, we have certain slots, we have certain parts, and I will be telling about it in the future. And for work in progress, we need to mention what is it that we have done and what is it that we will do in the future. Abstracts are for academic purposes where we have a lengthy, complicated texts, scientific papers. For that, we have the abstract. Sometimes for the doctoral thesis, we have the abstracts, which is almost a page together, master thesis. So everybody here can benefit from knowing about what is an abstract. So there are two kinds of abstracts. One is an informative abstract, the other is a descriptive abstract. So informative abstracts discuss all the details of your paper, the purpose, method, scope, results, conclusion. I will repeat it: purpose, methods, scope, results, and conclusion. They are the go-to format for scientific and research papers, informative abstracts. Informative abstracts attempt to outline the entire paper without going into the specifics. They're written for quick reference and they favor efficiency over style, and they tend to lack a personality. So today we will be talking about informative abstracts and we will be taking an informative abstract and converting it into a poster. Descriptive abstracts are a little more personable and focus more on enticing readers. They do not care about data and details, and instead it's more like an overview, like the synopsis that we find at the back of a book. So, talking about informative abstracts, they are meant to be self-contained autonomous works. They should be standalone. That is, they should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Thinking of that, even if you do not read the actual paper, you will still understand the entire scope of the project by just reading the abstract. So I hope everybody is clear about abstract, and now we will dive in what to include in an abstract. So as part of abstract, we have the introduction, objective, methods, results, discussion. Our abstracts are summaries designed to encapsulate the findings of your paper and assist with the organization and searchability. Good abstract includes background information, context, and results conclusion. They are self-contained and can be read independently of the research paper. So now let us dive into the 5 parts of the abstract that we talked about. Introduction. The beginning of your abstract should provide a broad overview of the entire project, just like a thesis statement. So it should answer 2 questions. What is the purpose of your paper? And what is the real world problem that you're trying to solve? Moving on to the next part, which is the objective. In 1 or 2 sentences, you want to disclose the purpose of your paper, such as what problem it tries to attempt to solve, why the reader should be interested. You'll also need to explain the context around it, including any historical references. What is the gap you're trying to cover? So we talk about the introduction, we talk about the objective. What is the difference between the introduction and the objective? In the objective, you're trying to tell about the gap that you're trying to fill. Moving on to the next part is the methods, the methodology of your research, how you collected the data. If you're using original research, what are the analytical methods you use to collect the data? If you're using data collected from others, this is a good place to cite them and to avoid plagiarism. What is the data collection procedure? How did they execute the project? What is the quality and the pre-processing procedure that we have used? How did we execute this project? These are the questions that you answer in methods. Results. For informative abstracts, we tell about the ending, that is the result of our findings, result of our research work. We summarize the results in the paper. Remember, what is the goal of the abstract? The goal of the abstract is to inform and entice the readers to read your whole paper. So results also help us to classify and categorize your paper. This is the core. It is the meat. It is the innermost part of the abstract, which is very important. Then, moving on, we have the final part of the abstract, which is the discussion, the conclusion. Sometimes we talk more about, in this part, we talk more than our project here. What is the conclusion of the project? What are the ramifications of the project? Based on the data and examination, what can we take away from this paper? The discussion section often goes beyond the scope of the project. And we put about the implications of the research to what it adds to the field as a whole. That is what we are trying to do in the discussions. So now we come to the end of the first section, which is knowing the parts of an abstract, when to write an abstract, how to write an effective abstract. Now we will dwell into the section 2 of this session, which is poster creation. Before we move into that, I would like to know if anybody has any questions on abstract. Yes, the abstract that we wrote for Global South of AI can be called an informative abstract. Thank you for that question, Ms. Khan. Anybody has any questions about abstract? Are we good to go to the second section where we have the poster building session? Okay, I will start with the second section of the session, which is the poster building session. Yeah, thank you, Muskan. Let us keep this as a very interactive session where we discuss with each other and we come up with our inputs. And I would like to know what you all think about it. Now, moving on to a poster. A poster is very different from an abstract. The uses of an abstract and a poster are different. We have an abstract in a research paper setting. We have it for search engine optimization. But we have the poster in a live setting or in a virtual setting where we want people to come to our poster and understand what we have done. It has to be visual. A poster has to be visually attractive. It has to be visually informative. It should be visually descriptive of what research we have done. The visual aspect of a poster is what makes it different from an abstract. And the challenge is to make it visually attractive, visually descriptive. So posters are widely used in the academic community, and most conferences have poster presentations in their program. Research posters summarize the information or research concisely and attractively to help publicize it and generate discussion. So you will be present next to your poster. So if somebody were to ask a question, you will be there to answer it. And during the virtual poster sessions also, you will be present. So you, the researcher, always will be there and will always have all the answers. The details, the finer points. You will be the mascot of your poster, standing there and telling, come to the poster, I understand what I have done. If it interests you, I am here to give all the details. That is how a poster works. And at NeurIPS, we have a poster size and we need to have a poster of that size. So poster is a mixture of text mixed with tables, graphs, pictures, and other presentation formats. It is a lot more than text. We can have tables, graphs, pictures, and there are different visual formats that we can have. At a conference, a researcher will stand by the poster display and the participants will come, view the presentation, interact with the author. There will be interaction with you. And how can we have an effective poster? It presents your research in an organized and visually pleasing way. It is self-explanatory. In case you are not standing next to the poster or if you're otherwise engaged in conversation, anyone walking by should be able to view your poster and understand your poster without you explaining it. It should be easy to read. There should be a lot of white space. The font should be big. And we need to have very concise statements which are easy to read. And the pictures and the text should be large. So generally they say it should, if from a 10 feet distance, you will be able to see the poster. You'll be able to see what is there. That is the gauge that you should have, 10 feet. A person standing 10 feet away, they should get attracted to the poster. It has to be concise. It should summarize the project quickly and efficiently. No long paragraphs. Bullet points are very effective. How do we present it? How do we present the parts of the project? Through graphics is very important. You should be able to explain the poster from start to finish in a specific time duration. Now, how do we come up with other parameters while creating the poster? The important information should be readable from 10 feet away. The title should be readable from 10 feet away. The topic name should be visible 10 feet away. The picture, at least there should be one picture which is very big and visible for people who are standing away. That is what draws them to the poster. The title is short. The title is short and draws interest. Word count. We need to have a word count of around 200 to 300 words. Totally, completely, out of everything. That is the maximum. Text is clear and to the point. Any aspect of our research, we should be in a position to elaborate it in a paper. At the same time, we should be able to make it concise in a poster. It is a skill that we develop. So the text has to be very clear. There has to be ample white space. The font that we use is very important. These are all the small things, the little things, but they are crucial. Like the font that we use, there are different fonts for different purposes. We need to know which font is for a poster, which font is visible from far away. It has to be clear and to the point. We need to use bullets, numbering, and headlines. We need to have graphics. We need to have a color scheme. Our entire poster should have one color scheme. We need to have 3 to 4 colors which we are juggling and using it everywhere. And when we look at the poster as a whole, it should look with uniformity of a color scheme. It should be visually appealing. And we have the fonts so that we can use one font for the heading and one font for the text and one for the title. Or we can have the same font for all as long as we are aware that it is visible from a far off distance. There should be a consistent and clean layout. There has to be a theme for the poster. A poster has a personality. It has to have a theme. And that theme has to be taken care in the entire poster. It should include your acknowledgement, your name, and affiliation. Apart from all the other parts, we will talk about the parts of a poster. I'll be showing it now. First of all, I will be showing how a poster should not be. So generally we talk about how to do things, but a poster is where I can first tell you how not to do a poster for NeurIPS 22 affinity group meetup. It can be the physical meetup or the virtual meetup. So let me share my screen quickly. I have some examples for you. And yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Yash. I think I answered most of the questions on the chat, but we can come back to it later.
Yes. So are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes. So we may think this poster has a lot of images. We may think it has a lot of graphs. And we may think, yes, we are depicting it visually. But think about it. Is the text here visible? And the amount of text here, will somebody be able to read this from a distance? And the images, are they big enough? The graphs, are they visually attractive? They have a lot of details here, but are they visually attractive? So these are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Is the title concise? Here, I would like to highlight some good aspects of this poster, which is a color scheme, which is a uniformity, which has all the parts. It has the background, it has the abstract, it has the methods, it has the result, the future goals, the funding, it has the affiliation, all the details of the authors. But we have certain shortcomings. I would like to show one more. Here is a vertical poster, and see how much I have to zoom in just for you to be able to read it. Even in a virtual setting, this is not a good poster for us. It is text heavy. It is completely text heavy. Our posters should not be like this. Next, I have one more poster. So you might say, we will give a lot of white space. We will have huge font. And we will keep the text to a minimum. But this poster, it almost satisfies most of the aspects of a very enticing poster. But if you see here the text that is there here, it is not concise. And this is a visually heavy poster, but are the visuals attractive? Here the visuals have a lot of details. So this is, I would like to reiterate, this is how it should not be. Although there are visuals here, the amount of text is more and the visuals are small. And here we can make it better. Now I will show you two posters which are very beautiful and which are very good visually. Look at this. I will highlight what are the best things in this poster. First of all, there is a contrast of the title background and the title. These are all the small things that you need to take care. And that is why we have this session to tell you about it. We have the title, which is concise. The title in your abstract and the title in your poster need not be same. You can have a concise version of the title. Here you can have your affiliation, your photo, or the logo of your affiliation. If you see here, there is a big picture. This picture is the crux on which this poster is based. It is the core of your abstract topic, which is taken and shown here as a single big picture, which is visible 10 feet away. So 10 feet away, when somebody sees this poster, they see the title, which has contrast of the font color. The font size is big. The font is easy to read. We do not want palace font, or we do not want Vladimir script, which is cursive. We want very simple font that is visible from 10 feet away. We have a big picture which tells the essence of our abstract, the essence of our poster. What is the topic that we are trying to address? This picture is what will draw the people at NeurIPS to your poster. This is the picture that will stay on the mind of people who remember your poster in the virtual presentation. Then you are telling about the problem you are solving. Why is the study important? You need to keep it brief. You need to have bold and contrast color with highlights. So if you look at this part, it is a very good part where you have 3 bullet points. The certain words are highlighted in bold. You're able to see those words. And each bullet point has 4 words or 5 words. Look at the way you can make it concise. In the abstract, you had the problem statement. How can you convert that problem statement into the small part that you are trying to visually depict the problem that you're trying to solve? Although there is a mapping from the abstract to the poster, the way we tell something in an abstract, the way we tell something in a poster is different. And this is what you have to learn from this session. Next, we take this study, the method. Here, the method that we have used, what we have done, we can show that visually. And the analysis and the result is what we have to show visually. It has to be the highlight. We need to just give it point blank. This is the result. This is the analysis. We need to put it there so that anybody who is seeing the poster without you next to it, without having a conversation with you, will be able to get the main findings. You need to have charts. You need to have pictures, graphs. How will you have them? You need to have a transparent background. If you see here, the details are very less. There is a single pie chart which has a big 15 number written on it. It is telling the finding on the face. The poster is self-explanatory. Here, if you see in this graph, you're able to see the words technology that is written and the numbers that are written. It has a legend. The graph has a legend. The graph is not just out there with the bars. It has the legend. You need to have your images as PNG. We can use different tools to create our poster. We can use a PowerPoint, we can use a Canva, and you need to make your poster look really professional, as this is an academic conference and there will be academic researchers, and the folks who come there expect the poster to be professional. Here, you can tell about the findings of your research and a QR code so that they get access to your paper. So they get access to the full details. So they get access to your profile so that they can follow up. This is one of the examples. I would like to take one more example and reiterate on the poster. So before I close out on this poster, I would like to say there is a title, there is your author name, affiliation, introduction, visual, the problem statement visual. Then there is our objective, methods, our findings, and the QR code for the future correspondence. Here is one more poster that we have. Am I good to go with the second example? Are there any questions? Okay, looks like Susanna is answering the questions in the chat. So I will be moving ahead with the second example that is out there. So if you see here, the contrast of the poster is not up to the mark. And the resolution of the poster. So if you see here, the resolution, the clarity. So resolution is very important when we are creating a poster. It should not be smudged. It should be sharp. There should be sharpness of the image. Only then we'll be able to print it out well. And when we are creating also for the virtual presentation, it has to be sharp. So we call it resolution. The resolution of the poster should be big or huge. Only when the resolution is big or huge, it will be clear from a distance, and it will be clear for the person who's seeing it virtually. So in this example, we will focus on the content. So first we have the title. Look at the title. It is a very concise title. They have the affiliation. They have the logos of the affiliation. So when we talked about the abstract, we talked about the introduction. We talked about the background. We talked about the topic, what others have done. So that is where the introduction has to go. So in the previous example, we saw a helix, a big picture. Here also we see a big picture. This is the picture that draws the person to your poster. But here, if you see the picture, it is not having good contrast. It is not attractive enough, but it tells the topic good. It tells this poster, the essence of this poster is about stress. It has the big word stress there. And it shows people holding it, which tells the essence of it. And if you see the color scheme here, they have a black and white color scheme. Also, they have the same color scheme for all the graphs that they have here and all the color instructions they have here. But one negative point is that it's a rainbow scheme. So some portion of the words will not be visible properly. Some will be visible. So if you see the introduction here, it is text heavy. We should not have so much of text. We should have concise, like the bullet points that we saw earlier. The methods is good. Visually, they are trying to tell what is the methodology that they are following. What is the study that they have? How have they done it? They are visually describing it, which is very good. And if you see what is the amount of text, what is the amount of picture, it is just having a few words. It tells 508 UC Berkeley undergraduates, 56% male, female. So it is taking it is just to the point and it is telling visually. So you need to take the abstract, sit with the abstract, think over how you can show it visually. It's a process. It takes time to take the textual input that you have in the abstract to convert it into a visual graphic for the poster. Always remember, your abstract is text, your poster is about visuals. That is the thumb rule that you need to have. If you have that thumb rule, you will always bear in mind that you need to make attractive visuals, clear visuals, big visuals, self-explanatory visuals, and visuals which explain a lot of things using few elements. So when we talk about visuals, we talk about elements. Like if you see here for the future directions, there are elements. There is a seesaw and there are 3 boxes that are falling and they are trying to tell something here about the essence of the paper. So you can use here if you see there is a progress bar that is showing progress. Here in the bar chart, there is a comparison. In the pictures here, there is an emotion and they are talking about the result visually. They are explaining the result visually. There are a lot of YouTube videos that you can see about how you can convert the textual abstract into visual elements. Visual elements. You need to create visual elements. It is not just taking a picture from the internet, but it is your abstract getting converted into visual elements which show the essence. So I will quickly reiterate. The best thing about this is that if you see here, there is white space, there is enough white space everywhere. The font is big. There are some visual elements that are there which are capturing the essence, but it is text heavy. We should not have so much of text. And we can have good contrast. And there is a color scheme available here, but the color scheme and the text color that is used is not good to see from 10 feet away. It is not good to see in a visual presentation. These can be reduced. All these can be reduced. The discussion, the future directions, the acknowledgements, it can be in a very concise way. So here you see introduction, methods, results. If you see the percentage of the layout that is used, we call it the site layout. This is the site. And in the layout, the maximum place is used by the result. That is the core of your work. And the discussion and future directions. The future direction is enticing here with the image. So you might think future directions, it is talking more about what is out of the project. It gives the field as a whole, how this falls into the jigsaw puzzle and converts it into a full picture. So here you can show it visually and entice them. So I hope you got the various aspects that we are trying to drive in this session about the visual elements. So I would like to tell where we started. There is an idea, we make a project, we write an abstract, we create a poster. An idea will have a novelty. A project will have the execution details. It will result in findings. An abstract will take all these 5 components and it will show in a textual format, and you'll write it at the end of your project. Then you will make a poster where you will think how to make it visually. I'm telling the word visual many times because that's the crux of this session. We want to help you to take an abstract text and make it into a visual poster. Now, I want one of you to volunteer with your abstract so that we can make it into a poster.
I could volunteer. I am Muskan this side, but I'll have to fetch my abstract. It could take a minute.
Yes, please go ahead. I will wait for you here. Please come with your abstract.
Okay.
By then, if anybody has any questions, I'm open to take their questions and I'm open to answer your questions.
So the poster size, I have put it in the chat. There are people asking about how to print it and how to what should be the resolution, but I think I answered all of it. I said for a print, it should be 300 dpi or more. And for a digital format, you want to go with the highest resolution possible.
Okay.
So,
Thank
should
you,
I put it in the
Susanna.
chat box?
I think Muskan can share the screen, Susanna, or
I think so. I think she can, right? Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yes,
I
I
have
made
made
her a
it.
host. She should be able to share. Yes, Muskan is a host.
All right. All right. I'll just share the Google Doc. It starts from here. I'll just increase the font. It's too much. Yes. Is it visible?
Yes, Muskan. Yes, it is visible. So, Muskan, would you like to do it over Canva, or would you like to do it over presentation, Microsoft presentation? I will share a Canva link with you if you can open it. I have selected one of the visually strong templates and I have kept it open so that we can add on to it. I will share the link with everybody here. So if you can open this in your browser, it would be very easy as I have made placeholders for all the parts.
All right. Waiting for the link.
I think you have shared it with me. Let me see if I can share it with.
Oh, I have to share it with everyone. Yes.
Yes, that would be good.
Yes. So this is Canva. Yes.
Great. I'll just. Okay. Is the Canva page visible?
Yes,
Yes.
the Canva page is visible. So Muskan, what we will do now is we will take your abstract and we will try to put in this. Okay. So first of all, and from whatever we have seen, the positives and the negatives of each of the abstracts, we will try to incorporate in it.
Just want to add one thing. This is one template that Yash picked. You don't have to pick this, but you can use it. There are like other templates also. Maybe Yash, you can give them a combination later on after the session is over of 2-3 templates in Canva that you like. Maybe
Yes.
that you can pursue. Yeah.
Yes. So we generally have vertical templates, horizontal templates, templates which have a mixture, and the posters that we saw before, it had the fixed borders, but here you have the pictures which are amalgamating with the sections. And talking about Canva templates, it will make your life easy by giving placeholders so that you'll be able to update and also you will be able to change it. Like if you see the authors and affiliation, it is very small and we can make it big and all of it. And after this, we will also see in a PPTX how to do it, how to get in PPTX. If we cannot use a Canva, we can use a PPTX also, that is from Microsoft. So Muskan, let's go ahead. And firstly, can you please take your abstract title and how can we make it concise and put it here? Do we put the entire abstract title? Do we change it? How do we make it attractive?
While Muskan is doing that, I want to remind everyone on this call that the posters are due on September 18th. So you can use Canva, you can use PowerPoint, but Canva has given you more options.
Yes. So, Suzanne, I'm expecting everybody to be ready with their abstract so that they can do with us here. So, maybe I didn't announce that. So, it is very important that all of you have your abstracts handy. So, as Muskan is doing it here for her posters, I have shared the link here to everybody. Open it in your Canva and try to put it here. We need multiple iterations when we are creating the post. It doesn't come at one go. And this could be your first step. And as Susanna said, 18th is the deadline. 18th is the deadline for the poster. And all of you, okay, Chinmay wants the link and I'll send her the link. And all of you should come with the poster and submit it on 18th, which is
And
just
all
a
of you should be opening this on your browser right now while Muskan is sharing the screen with us. You should be doing the same on your computers. And maybe in another 15 minutes, you should have at least a first iteration of it, and you can share it if you want at the end with us, and we can give you feedback on it. Don't worry, this is not the final.
So I copied the name of.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Muskan.
So I copied the title from the abstract. Let's see if it fits here. Otherwise, oh. So
that looks good.
These we have to type in the author name. I'd also shoot a quick question here. I am a high school student on a gap year right now. So I haven't enrolled into college yet. So I can mention the name of my previous school.
Yes, you can.
Sounds good.
We want to make sure, I mean, this one has the author and the affiliation so small.
Yes.
Maybe after we are done, we could have it in one of the
Exactly.
other boxes so that it's more bigger and more visually enticing to see. But right now, let's work through it because this is just a first try.
Very good.
So, Muskan, what you can do is this is your for bot for English language acquisition, Bella. You can put a picture. It could be about language. It could be about a bot. You're going to have a bot picture because you're creating a bot for English language acquisition. So you can have a robot picture there, which you can source from the internet and put it
No,
there.
actually, you can source from Canva itself. If you type under elements, you go to the elements tab on your left-hand side and then type there for a bot or a robot, some pictures would come up. There you go.
This looks cute. I'll just put it here for the pose of PNG.
Yeah.
Have premium, that works. Okay, I'll just put a PNG in here for the time being.
Okay.
No, yeah. You can put any, you can put the other bot also, it should work.
Right.
Okay. What you can do now is
that looks friendly, right?
Yes, you can put whichever you like. And this has just two colors and it will be visible from 10 feet away and it registers virtually also. You can make it bigger. Okay. You can make it bigger. Yes. Yes, you can make it bigger. You can make it towards the right so that you can put another picture in the circle and those two have some white space between them. Yes. 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 Now what you can do is in the circle that you see here, under the number 1, the circle that you see here, you can delete it. You can delete that image. Yes. Yes, you can click on it and there's a delete option there. Yes, there's a delete option there.
When you click on that, you should
Yes.
use the Russian. Yes, there you go.
Oh, so Muskan is a very important step. Can you undo it? I want to show something.
Sure. I do.
Yes, see
Here's the
here.
picture.
Yes, when you delete it, you get a frame there. So can you delete it? Yes, you get the frame here. The frame you need to have in case you want to put a picture. Okay?
Then it will
So what
automatically crop to that frame.
exactly. So now, can you put one more picture here about language or about something that's related to bot? Okay, you can put book. Yes. Yes, that's a good selection. If you hover over it, make it little small and try to put it there. It should take it.
Actually, you need to first select that.
Always.
Yeah. And then you bring your book there. Go. It should
Okay.
automatically take.
You
Okay.
don't know why it is not taking. So
Maybe
generally,
it's not
so
accepting
Maybe
the
try a
PNGs.
picture because you tried a graphic and that's why it could take. You can try a picture.
Exactly.
There you go. So that's how
That
you
was the
you can
issue.
learn this. Once you learn these tricks in Canva, you can play around with it.
beautiful. Now, before we move ahead, if you see there is a big chunk of text here above one, below language acquisition, there's a big chunk of text. Now, can we quickly describe your project in just 6 words or 7 words or in 2 or 3 bullet points?
Definitely.
I think what you can do is you can have a tagline. You can have a tagline and you can just have few words, 6 words or 5 words, and you can make the words really big and use a sentence that captures the essence of your and one important thing that I forgot to mention was the language. The choice of sentences, the choice of words. In an abstract, it is very formal. In an abstract, it is the academic language that we use. But in a poster, you are free to use, we call them question sentences. I think we call them, I'm not getting the word, but there is a name for the kind of sentences where the sentences ask a question or the sentences have an exclamation at the end of it. Wow, look at that. It's so beautiful. Now, can we make it big?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Now, you can change color so that there is difference between the title and the tagline.
The beautiful thing is that it gives us recommendations according to the document.
Yes, that is the color palette. So we talked about the color theme. We need to have the same color theme. So it has that intelligence in it already. Okay, now Let us remove the small line that is there next to the board.
Yes.
Yes. So now let us go to this introduction methodology objective. Okay, we need to make the word introduction bigger. We need to have a few bullet points underneath it. Okay, we can go over your abstract now and see how we can take the abstract words and put it here.
Good. So maybe after I go through the entire abstract, I could make 2 to 3 bullet pointers
Uh,
and
Here,
3, 4 words each.
now we can take something just for our example. We can take.
So this is a tutorial. It is basically this bot is in the place of an actual tutor, right? So see if you can find, if you can reduce that to one sentence. It's like instead of a human tutor, we are having a chat bot as a tutor for the language of Hindi utterances. So those are the three main components of your study, right? So you need to have a virtual tutor. Hindi is the language, and that is the what you're trying to do here. So those are the, see if you can find images for Hindi and find images for a virtual tutor and make sure that you convey that in 1 or 2 sentences. Not even 2 sentences, make it 1 sentence.
Oh, all right. So I was going for 3 points, 4 words each. The first sentence was chatbot for mentoring English learners, supports Hindi and English utterances, and third was on adapting for their level. I was just drafting. So what do
Okay.
you suggest? Is one passage better or like 3 bullet points?
3 bullet points is better.
Got it. Yes.
And
So
everybody else, are you facing any challenges? I'm here to help you. Are you facing any
Does anyone
setbacks?
else want to share their screen as they are
Yes.
working while we can come switch back and forth between participants? Anyone else wants to share their screen?
You can share your screen and you can type in the chat too. You can voice it out. You can unmute yourself and voice it out. What is the challenge you're facing? We would like everybody to benefit out of this session and do the first iteration of that poster here in the session so that you can take it forward from here. So I just want to reiterate what we are doing now. We have taken a Canva. We have taken a Canva poster template, taking our abstract, converting our abstract into this poster. Okay, we're taking the abstract, converting it into a poster. This is not the only template you need to follow. You can follow any template. You can follow any tool. You can use Canva. You can use PowerPoint. You can use other tools that are out there, other templates that are out there. This is just an example. And There are many different versions of posters, how you can have horizontal, vertical, mixture of them, where you place the images, what is the layout of it. It is your creativity, and it is your creativity and decision on how you want to do it. September 18th is the deadline to submit it, and we want you to open Canva or open any other method you want and do the first iteration with us. We would like to see your first iteration. At the end of this 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we would like to see your first iteration. We would like to see it and give any inputs that we have. And this is your community. This is your happy place. So don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about any negatives. This is just some template that we have got from Canva. It has positives, it has negatives. We will make it into all positives. And we are here to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. So I want everybody to open Canva, do it, share the screen with us here. Andrew is telling Canva is fun to use. So he's not able to share the screen, but that's okay. As long as you're able to benefit out of this, we are just happy to.
Yash, if anybody wants to share the screen, I'm happy to give them access.
Yes, anybody who would like to share the screen, Chinmay, Yine, Yankee, Bobby, Suresh, anybody here would like to share the screen, we will give you access and you can share the screen. We would encourage you to share the screen.
Yash, I want to add one thing because there might be people here who are not able to do this live or don't want to for some reason. We respect that. So if I just admitted some people in, so they might be coming in late. So you can watch this recording. We will post it on our weekly Wednesday place, our usual weekly Wednesday place. I'm just adding that weekly here, bit.ly/weekly event. If you're already registered, you'll just have access to it. And you can also join our Slack and talk to us if you need help or feedback from the community, from each other. Global South in AI. Slack. It's a very new Slack just for this call for abstract. So it's not super noisy. Will not send you a lot of notifications. So you can talk to each other or talk to us and get feedback. Thank you, Yash.
Yes. So here I would like to highlight some points. Thank you, Sudha, for the wonderful points. I was just thinking if I have left something. So there was this long pause of space where I was searching in my head if I've missed out on any points. So if you can see here, we have used less number of words. We have used a different set of words from what we had in the abstract, and we have bullets. So it should tell 3 ideas in the introduction. Yes, Ine, you can share it anytime with us. We are here to help you with it. And we are very happy and thankful for everybody who is joining here. Yes. And now, so Muskan methodology is about how you collected the data and how you did the experiment. So you can have the objective at the top and the methodology at the bottom.
Makes sense.
You
I
can share
am
your
not sure if
links.
I'll be able to. Sorry.
I think
I'm
Andrew
sorry
was
to
telling
interrupt.
something. Yes, Muskan, tell me.
Yes, I just wanted to say, just for demonstration's sake, I don't think I'll be able to fit an objective and methodology here. So, can I start it from point 3?
Okay. Susanna, what do you think?
From point 3? Yeah, sure. You can actually delete some points if you don't have 5 or 6 points. You can actually delete some, and you can work on that.
So you can take
Got it. Thank you.
objective or methodology and put it in point 3.
Got it. Thank you.
I'll quickly grab little water and come. Just give me a second.
Before more people drop off, I wanted to answer some questions. Is everybody welcome to the workshop, Sudha and Yash?
Yes, Susanna? Tell me.
Go ahead, you go drink your water and come. I can come back and answer. No need to do that now.
No, I just grabbed little water. That's okay. So,
No, maybe Sudha is a better person to answer this question. Can anyone attend the new IPS workshop that we are conducting at Global South in AI? In terms
I
of
think
attendees.
anybody who is at NeurIPS can come there, right? So now, Muskan, now that you have removed the objective and methodology, you can remove the words here in the box 1, and you can expand the width of the introduction sentences.
Certain. I'll do that.
Yes. Anybody would like to share the screen? Okay, we have asked many times.
Precisely. Could you please tell again what we should include in our objectives?
See, in the objectives, it is what is the problem that you're trying to solve, and what is the objective of your entire project. Generally, project will have 2 or 3 objectives. That is the goals.
Yes. Okay, I think we'll have to revisit our abstract a lot to draft our posters.
Okay, let me ask Susanna. Susanna,
Yes?
so Muskan is here where she has her introduction, she has her objective, and she is there at a place where she is thinking what to put in the objective differently from what she has put in the introduction. So, can we say that introduction is generic and objective is specific to the project?
The introduction is the background. Actually, you give a background about why there is this problem. The objective is that you have identified certain areas, and this is going to be the objective of your research. So if already she has, given the introduction actually says, actually this is the objective. What she has put on the introduction is her objective. So in the introduction, she should actually mention the background.
Okay. So what Muskan can do is she can take the 3 points here, put it in the objectives and put separate 3 points at the introduction.
Yes.
Definitely.
You can just copy and paste. It should work actually.
So I'll when I'm making the second iteration, I'll make I'll use broader terms for introduction and I'll get more specific for the objectives.
Okay.
So I conducted a survey for the people who the students who are making the chatbot for. I conducted a survey with them, and I think I could take out the most remarkable or the most yes, the most remarkable result from that survey, and I could put it maybe in this graph.
Yes. Yes. You can do that.
Let me do this. I have to scout through my Google Drive, but yes, once the meet's over, I'll do it. Should we continue with the methodology as well?
So now, if you see here, the graph that is here, it requires a legend, right? The graph that you see here requires a legend. So when you are putting the final graph in or in the next iteration, you can keep that in mind that it should have a legend. It should be self-explanatory. Here I am not understanding what is the axis, what are the numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, what is item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. So you can bear in mind that it should have a legend. Okay, now can we see the other section?
Definitely. So there's a pie chart here and a blame.
Yeah. You can put other images there. Now you know how to take the frame, how to add images.
Very good. I believe after these graphs, you are left with findings, conclusion, and analysis.
Okay. So here you can put the research findings. So if you see here, finding 1, finding 2, finding 3, finding 4, we don't need so many findings. And the findings too, it need not be using so many words. It can have picture. There can be a picture in the finding, and there could be one sentence that tells about it.
Yeah, make sure your findings are, portrayed visually. May take some time for you to think about how to do it, but after you have come up with that idea, you can find some elements that can convey your findings visually. This is too much text on the format itself, so we want less text. So you can convey. What is your finding, Muskan? You want to share?
Sure, I could put something in here. In our findings, not all of them are positive. I'm sorry. My first doubt is, do we have to put the findings from the product that we created, or do findings from the user survey work as well? My second point is that some of the findings are positive, where did we find success in our chatbot, and some of the findings are negative, like the limitations that we faced. So, like, do we present that entire picture in this section?
It's always a good idea in research to say both. So you can have visually represented as far, insights. Findings can also be called as insights, learnings, lessons. So it's not always results. So it can be anything that you learned from your research. So you can say in one positive as that, this chatbot worked and the students were engaging with it and it made our job easier. And the other finding could be that maybe it wasn't efficient enough and people were disengaged, or something else that was wrong with that. You can have it as one insight, both on a positive and negative scale, and visually represent it, like how Yash showed in the stress poster, how they visually represented it. So you can also visually represent your insights, your lessons here. And the other part is what if you don't have analysis, don't remove that. If you don't have a bar chart, if you don't have a graph showing progress, you don't have to say that. So yeah, visually represent the lessons, the insights, both positive and negative insights you learned from your research.
Okay.
And you can have one of those. You don't actually have to have all of these 5-6 groups. You can delete one of them if you are not really needing it. So that way it will make your whole poster also bigger. The other part is that what is your future direction? You can add one line, one visual or graph there. That can be your future direction. How would you solve whatever you learned from this? So you can say, I will make the chatbot more interactive, or I will make sure that the students are well informed on how to use the chatbot. Whatever it is, you can add that as your future direction. And that's pretty much it. If you have a longer paper or you want to put this on a website and you are working on it, make sure you have a QR code somewhere in there in one of those little circles, so that it points directly to the longer paper for people to read. Yes, social, LinkedIn connections and all of those stuff, and your name, see if you can, after you do the final thing and you have deleted all the unnecessary stuff, make sure your name is also as prominent. It should be at the second level to the title. So if the title is the biggest one, this can be at the second or third level, that your name is also visible. And there are like creative ways you can do. Instead of having a name, you could take a tiny picture of yourself with your affiliation alone, a logo of your affiliation. So you can be very creative with this so that it looks very visually informative from a distance. And this, this
Very
is your first iteration. So never be, don't worry if it doesn't look as pretty as you want, but your next one will be actually even better.
exactly. No, we work on multiple iterations that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think I have to drop off, but I'm happy to answer any more questions you guys have in the chat. Anyone who's hanging around with us, if they are as brave as Muskan to share their screen, that would be great too. We can have one more example to see. And if you want to wrap this up, Yash, and stop the recording so that people feel confident to share their screen, that's also fine.
I think I'll do that. So I will thank everybody for joining. And
Yeah, I'm going to stop the live stream, Yash.
yes, thank you.
You can stop the live stream and the
Bye,
recording.
everybody. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah, now anyone who wants to share their screen, doesn't matter if it is really at the very beginning stage and if it's not looking pretty, you want to share and you want to get like answer some questions.
ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் எனக்கு இன்னும் 2 minutes கொடு.